where herds of giant animals move in long lines. Predators lurk behind them. The vast grassland suddenly turns into a fierce battleground for survival. Millions of prey face hunger, thirst, exhaustion, and relentless predators. Where are you on the world map? Leave a comment and join us for Serengeti, battle for survival in predator territory. Serengeti is the starting point of the Great Migration, one of Africa's 7 greatest natural wonders. From swift predators to resilient prey, every creature plays a role in nature's perfect masterpiece. The thunderous sound of hooves echoes across the plains, driving both prey and predators into a fight for survival. Leopards patiently stalk, haul their catch high above, and keep their prize safe in the trees, out of reach from lions and hyenas. In another battlefield, cheetahs dart like arrows in a decisive moment. Speed helps them catch up to their prey, but the victory is fragile. A catch made by a cheetah might not stay theirs for long. Meanwhile, lions take advantage of the chaos to close in on their prey. Herds of wildebeests and zebras are funneled into narrow grassy paths where the escape routes are sealed off. A chase begins, only the strong will endure, while the weak fall behind. Beneath the waters of the Mara River, unmoving shadows wait. Nile crocodiles lie still, awaiting a mass river crossing, when chaos clears the way for an endless hunting feast. Every leap out of the water becomes a fight for life. Each narrow escape brings them one step closer to survival. From November to May, the rainy season revives the entire ecosystem. With an average annual rainfall of 750 to 1,000 millimeters, the Serengeti woodlands become the moist lungs of the savanna. But climate change disrupts the rainfall cycle. Food sources become scattered and unpredictable, forcing herbivores to travel farther in search of water and nourishment. As the dry season arrives, daytime temperatures soar above 35 degrees Celsius and water sources gradually shrink. Giraffes turn to the tall canopies of acacia and commiphora trees, plucking leaves with their nearly 45-centimeter-long tongues. African buffalo form wide lines, grazing steadily on patches of moist grass. Each adult can consume between 30 to 35 kilograms of vegetation per day. But with rising daytime temperatures, maintaining energy becomes a growing challenge. With an average height of 3 to 4 meters and a weight that can reach nearly 6 tons, the African elephant is the largest land animal on Earth. They are also one of the key players in maintaining the structure and dynamics of the entire ecosystem. Elephant herds often change their routes to search for food and water depending on the season. Their massive ears function like natural radiators, helping regulate body temperature by dispersing excess heat through a network of surface blood vessels. During dry conditions, these herds often head toward the Grumeti or Rufiji rivers. Using their strong trunks, they dig deep into the topsoil, creating temporary water holes that provide precious water for many other animals in the area. With enormous energy demands, an adult elephant needs to consume an average of about 130 to 160 kilograms of food per day. As they feed on shrubs and small trees, elephants inadvertently expand grasslands and promote the growth of low-lying vegetation. Even the paths elephants travel become ecological corridors, encouraging plant diversity and offering shelter for smaller species. Elephant dung, rich in nutrients, serves as a natural fertilizer for the soil, helping local vegetation thrive and supporting a sustainable nutrient cycle. However, in recent years, climate change has placed growing pressure on elephant survival strategies. Droughts have become more prolonged and seasonal rainfall more erratic, increasing the level of competition throughout the ecological chain. Meanwhile, African buffalo display highly effective strategies for adaptation and survival. Adult individuals weigh between 500 to 900 kilograms on average, distinguished by their large curved horns that form a hardened shield across the forehead. This boss structure acts as a biological armor, protecting the skull during intraspecies clashes and against predators, contributing to an average survival rate of up to 89% in areas with high predator density. Herds are organized into groups ranging from 50 to over 1,000 individuals, with adult males positioned at the front line, while juveniles and females are safeguarded at the center. During the dry season, when daytime temperatures reach 35 to 38 degrees Celsius, buffalo herds seek shelter under large tree canopies to escape the heat and retain moisture. As the light softens, they move together toward open grasslands to forage. Their average consumption of 12 to 16 kilograms of grass per day per individual plays a key role in regulating vegetation, especially in transition zones between savanna and woodland. The trails formed by the herd's movement are also recognized as auxiliary biological corridors, enhancing the mobility, shelter, and dispersal of many native wildlife species. Adult buffalo are rarely brought down due to their size and collective defense tactics, but calves under 1 year of age remain prime targets for hyenas and lions. More than 60% of successful buffalo hunts occur at dusk or nighttime when the herd's defense formation temporarily weakens. This interaction maintains natural selective pressure on both sides, helping stabilize herbivore population density and preventing predator numbers from exceeding ecological limits. This dry season lasts longer than usual, causing a sharp drop in rainfall and a rapid decline in water availability. Marshlands during low water periods become strategic conflict zones, where every creature is forced to gather at the same spots, creating a dense web of interactions between prey and predator. Herds of wildebeest, zebra, and antelope take turns approaching open water sources, despite the ever-present risk of ambush from lurking predators. More than 62% of successful lion ambushes occur within 150 meters of dry season water sources. This highlights how the spatial role of water has transformed into an ecological trigger, where timing and location determine the chances of survival. Amid this wild landscape, the spotted hyena rises as a master of survival, leaving its mark on every heartbeat of the ecosystem. With an evolutionary history spanning over 22 million years, the spotted hyena has endured through many geological eras thanks to its powerful jaws, cohesive clan-based society, and flexible hunting strategies. Each clan can include up to 80 individuals. Females hold dominant positions, organizing and directing the group in both hunting and territory defense. This group strategy significantly increases their success rate when targeting large prey or competing for carcasses with other predators. Spotted hyenas can sprint up to around 56 kilometers per hour over short distances, allowing them to close in on prey when needed. They stay hidden in tall grasses, using soft light or shadows to their advantage, waiting for prey to step into the open space they've already chosen. Their jaws are significantly stronger than many other carnivores, with a bite force nearly twice that of a male lion, allowing them to crush bones and extract the maximum nutrition from a carcass. Beyond hunting, hyenas assert their place by seizing remains from other predators or making use of already dead animals. This role makes them the decomposition engineers of the ecosystem. Every part of a carcass is quickly consumed, and every bone-crushing bite contributes to the greater biological recycling cycle. With an estimated population of around 3,000 individuals, the Serengeti is currently one of the areas with the highest lion densities on the planet. They serve as apex predators, shaping the dynamics of life across generations after more than 2 million years of evolution. Adult East African lions are notably large in size. Males can weigh up to 230 kilograms and measure between 2.4 to 3 meters in length, with a signature thick mane found only in males, functioning as a protective layer for the neck and head during combat. Females, on the other hand, are lighter, ranging from 120 to 180 kilograms, yet they form the core of most hunting efforts. To sustain their strong, muscular bodies, lions need to consume an average of 4.5 to 7 kilograms of meat per day and up to 15 kilograms in a single meal for males. Lionesses prefer to hunt through silent stalking, using low vegetation and the timing of dusk to increase their chances of success. Woodlands with enough cover to conceal without blocking visibility provide ideal conditions for short ambushes and coordinated attacks. Speed is not a lion's advantage. Instead, powerful hind limbs, strong striking force, and deep biting jaws allow the pride to take down large prey like zebra, wildebeest, and even adult African buffalo. In the pride structure, females carry the main hunting duties. Males usually step in when the prey is large or when there's competition from other species. Their body structure, especially the strength in their jaws and forelimbs, enables them to face off against even heavily defended animals like African buffalo. However, even with such biological advantages, lions face intense competition from other predators, especially the spotted hyena. Direct conflicts between lions and hyenas occur in approximately 38% of large hunts. These persistent rivals not only steal kills, but often engage head-on to seize control of food sources. Today, the East African lion is listed as vulnerable by the International Union for Conservation of Nature due to increasing habitat loss and conflict with humans. The decline in lion numbers poses a threat not only to the species itself, but to the entire structure of the Serengeti ecosystem, where lions play a critical role in regulating prey populations, redistributing herbivores, and maintaining ecological balance. The Serengeti woodlands stretch across hundreds of square kilometers of savanna and open woodland, where the East African cheetah showcases its peak hunting skills. In this open space, with tall grasses and scattered tree clusters, every movement becomes as striking as a streak of light. Over more than 3 million years of evolution, the cheetah has developed a lean body, lightweight skeleton, flexible muscles, and long limbs, all finely tuned for speed and precision in every motion. Unlike larger carnivores like lions or spotted hyenas, the East African cheetah does not roar, does not form large prides, and does not engage in direct competition for territorial dominance. Males typically form small coalitions of 2 to 3 individuals to patrol and defend hunting grounds, while females live alone with their cubs, taking on the full role of rearing and teaching hunting skills until the young reach independence. As the sun rises higher, cheetahs use their advantages to stealthily approach prey through tall grasses, often getting within 100 meters of their target. When the moment comes, they launch forward with strides up to 7 meters long, powered by a perfect coordination of limbs, spine, and pelvic muscles. Their long tails act as biological rudders, helping maintain balance and execute sudden turns when prey veers off the run. Cheetahs can reach speeds between 93 to 98 kilometers per hour in under 3 seconds, but their top speed can only be sustained over distances of no more than 300 meters before they must stop to recover their heartbeat and breathing. A cheetah's hunt is a highly standardized sequence of behaviors, from targeting, stalking, acceleration, takedown, to biting the prey's throat to block airflow and end the chase within minutes. However, because their build is not suited for prolonged impact, if the hunt fails, cheetahs usually abandon the chase quickly to avoid energy loss, especially in grasslands where temperatures often rise above 32 degrees Celsius. Situated at an elevation of about 1,500 meters between Serengeti National Park and the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, Loliondo rangelands experience a semi-arid climate, with temperatures ranging from 10 degrees Celsius at night to around 30 degrees Celsius during the day. The land is dry, yet full of vitality thanks to native vegetation like Themeda triandra and Setaria spp, plants that hold the soil, prevent erosion, and maintain the grass layer essential for migrating large animals. For migratory species such as wildebeest, zebra, and Thompson's gazelle, Loliondo is a vital rest stop on their harsh journey. Small streams cut across the grasslands here, offering especially valuable water sources during the dry season, when much of the Serengeti region becomes scarce in water. Loliondo serves as a hub of ecological balance, a place where wildlife and Maasai community livestock coexist, sharing the vast open rangelands. The wide, unobstructed grasslands of Loliondo rangelands also provide an ideal environment for the Thompson's gazelle. A small but agile antelope species, they roam throughout the Serengeti. The gazelle herds here, ranging from a few dozen to several hundred individuals, travel alongside the migratory paths of wildebeest and zebra. Living in herds is a survival strategy. In an open space like Loliondo, where grass is short and the terrain flat, sharp observation and quick response are key. Each individual in the herd acts as a biological radar station, contributing to an early warning system against the presence of cheetahs, hyenas, or lions. Their diet is simple yet effective. Short grasses and a few shrub species, high in fiber and easy to digest, making it an ideal energy source in the dry season when water is scarce. When the rainy season arrives and the grass grows lush and green, Thompson's gazelles take advantage of the opportunity to build up nutrients. During this brief period, they grow rapidly, shed their coats, and prepare for the next phase of migration. When threatened, gazelles use a strategy called stotting, high, springy jumps on all four legs in sharp, deliberate motions. These leaps serve both to confuse predators and to alert others in the herd of approaching danger. Loliondo rangelands are also an ecological haven for the Grant's gazelle. They stand just under 1 meter tall at the shoulder and weigh between 45 to 75 kilograms. With a flexible build and strong legs, this antelope species is well equipped to overcome the harsh challenges of Loliondo, where water is often scarce and grass grows sparsely. Grant's gazelles live in small groups or within more complex social structures. It is the cooperation among individuals that enhances their chances of survival. They can reach speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour to escape the grasp of predators like lions and cheetahs. The long, curved horns on males are a key distinguishing feature. During the breeding season, adult males display their strength by defending territory and attracting females. One of Grant's gazelle's standout survival traits is their ability to extract water from plants. Their diet consists mainly of short grasses and low shrubs, allowing them to go without drinking water for weeks during prolonged dry seasons. When grass becomes sparse and water limited, they seek out moisture-rich or nutrient-dense shrubs to survive. even migrating to greener areas if necessary. Their digestive system is highly adaptable, allowing them to switch easily between grass and browse as food availability shifts, a survival strategy that helps maintain the ecological balance of the region. The open and demanding environment of the Loliondo rangelands also sharpens the Grant's gazelle's speed, agility, and ability to sustain life in wide, unforgiving landscapes. As the migrating herds flood the grasslands, bringing with them the hope carried from the green savannas, the unyielding chases begin. Every sound, every breeze sweeping through the wild grass could signal the start of a life or death struggle. During the dry season, when every sip of water and every patch of grass becomes scarce, predators face intense pressure. With no other choice, they must fight for every meal in the vast yet unforgiving expanse of Loliondo. The semi-arid lands of Loliondo rangelands stretch out beneath the sunset like a sparse, tree-dotted desert, harsh yet full of advantage. The open grasslands and scattered low shrubs create an ideal hunting ground where the East African lion has adapted down to every muscle fiber and bone structure to survive and rule. Their manes are no longer thick and heavy like those in wetter regions. They are lighter, shorter, allowing for more efficient heat dissipation under the intense sun and reducing the need for water. As prey thins out and surface water disappears, lion prides are forced to expand their territories. They travel longer distances here than anywhere else. Their hunting behaviors shift dramatically as well. Each night, the lionesses silently lead the way, choosing optimal positions in the shadows, hiding behind shrubs or stones to draw near. And as dusk settles, they strike. A light breeze carries the scent of buffalo horn and dry earth, a sign of a hunter moving through the night. Hunting success improves as the lionesses coordinate, splitting buffalo or antelope herds so the male lions can charge in. The harsh pressure in Loliondo comes not just from the environment, but from every step the prey takes. As water becomes scarcer, lions have learned this truth. Drinking from the prey is faster than searching for water. A large prey animal is more than a meal, it is life itself. The whole pride feeds, absorbs fluids, and sustains itself until the next hunt begins. When the sun no longer scorches the land, the spotted hyena seizes the cooler moments to hunt, conserving water and energy under the blistering daytime heat. Night is their ally. They can travel several kilometers through the dark in search of food and stable water sources. When chasing Thompson's gazelle or zebra, spotted hyenas perform a masterful hunting dance. Their speed and endurance become evident. They can pursue prey over long distances before delivering the final strike. When food is scarce, they join forces in powerful clans, sometimes even taking down prey remains from lions, their direct competitors. Their ability to organize and coordinate as a group allows spotted hyenas to control, seize, and sustain access to food, especially when water sources become increasingly limited. The vast grasslands and low wooded hills of the Loliondo rangelands are also home to the Maasai community and their livestock, living in a delicate balance between human life and untamed wilderness. From cattle to sheep and goats, they appear like scattered dots across the canvas of earth and sky, wandering in search of every precious blade of green in this semi-arid land. With rising grazing demands and expanding population pressure, patches of grass are rapidly worn thin beneath hundreds of hooves, weakening the vitality of the ecosystem. The Maasai move their herds seasonally, giving the grasslands time to recover and carefully selecting grazing grounds to preserve the lifeblood of soil and vegetation. They stand firm amid the sweeping changes of nature and society, embracing ecotourism as a new source of livelihood, honoring their traditions while holding on to hope for the protection of their ancestral land. High above, the tawny eagle soars freely. Its shadow sweeps across the sun-drenched ground of the dry grasslands. Its dense feather structure is a survival strategy, shielding it from the scorching heat of the day and the biting cold at night, optimizing it to endure in an environment where only the strongest prevail. From hundreds of meters in the air, the tawny eagle's sharp eyes scan the land below, detecting even the slightest movements. While its targets are often small rodents or birds, its ability to hunt and scavenge from larger predators makes it a vital part of the semi-arid ecosystem. When the moment is right, it dives with force, slicing through the air like an arrow. Its sharp talons and hooked beak, blade-like and precise, are ready to tear into flesh. Loliondo is a harsh land. During the dry season, when food and water are scarce, the tawny eagle reveals its resilience. It is not just a hunter, but a natural cleanup crew, feeding on carcasses, helping prevent disease outbreaks, and keeping the ecological cycle moving forward. But none fulfill that role better than the white-headed vulture. This scavenging bird is often the first to arrive at wild feasts, diving in to tear at the soft flesh of carcasses before the larger predators come to fight over what remains. The white-headed vulture can travel many kilometers in a single day. Soaring high over the grasslands and dry woodlands, it scans the ground below for signs of life or death. Its powerful digestive system can break down diseased tissue without a trace, silent warriors that cleanse the environment, preserving the health of the vast ecosystem. Meanwhile, the Ripple's vulture, capable of flying as high as 11,300 meters, is one of the highest flying birds in the world. A specialized hemoglobin structure in their blood allows them to absorb oxygen at extremely low altitudes, a rare trait among birds. In thin air, Ruppel's vultures breathe with ease thanks to a unique lung structure, granting them endurance and the ability to scan vast landscapes far below. When a carcass is left behind on the savanna, they gather in flocks, using powerful beaks and strong skeletal frames to tear through hide, crush bones, and consume remains thoroughly. This behavior not only allows the species to survive in an environment where food is scarce, but it also ensures that no biological fuel goes to waste. The land, the grasslands, and other species all benefit from this process. The sharp eyes of Ruppel's vulture can detect a carcass from great distances. Once food is found, they descend rapidly, often overpowering other scavengers. With strong beaks and large bodies, they not only consume the softer parts of a carcass, but can also digest decomposing tissues, preventing the spread of disease. Their strength has earned them the title of environmental warriors, as they help clean up the wild. However, Ruppel's vulture is now facing the risk of extinction. Their population is rapidly declining due to habitat loss, poisoning from chemically contaminated carcasses, and illegal hunting. In the distance rise the kopjes, ancient granite outcrops, like biological fortresses emerging from the lush green sea of the Serengeti. Formed millions of years ago through tectonic uplift and weathering, these rocky formations stand anywhere from a few meters to over 30 meters high, creating stark yet strategic stone peaks. Under the blazing sun of the semi-arid savanna, where daytime temperatures can exceed 30 degrees Celsius, kopjes offer perfect shelter for rock hyraxes and agama lizards. Around the base of the rocks, the thin soil retains moisture for longer, thanks to the way sloped stone surfaces collect rainwater, allowing moisture-loving plants like commelina and euphorbia to grow, a rarity in such a vast, dry landscape. When the dry season stretches on and the plains become barren, these moist pockets and tiny patches of vegetation around the kopjes sustain insects, birds, and small herbivores like dictics. In this way, kopjes become transfer stations in the food chain, drawing in both predators and prey. High atop rocky ledges and hidden crevices, the rock hyrax evades the watchful eyes of formidable predators like leopards and eagles. With special footpads and sweat gland tissues that enhance grip on slippery surfaces, they move between rock and sky like skilled mountaineers. Small and seemingly insignificant, the rock hyrax possesses strong incisor teeth, tough as ivory, shared with their distant relatives, the elephants. These teeth allow them to crush tough leaves and bark under the burning heat of the Serengeti. Groups of rock hyraxes can number up to 80 individuals. With a strong social instinct, they survive through unity, staying highly alert to every whistle or subtle movement that signals danger. Each member of the group is constantly watching, because even the shadow of a soaring eagle above could spell trouble. But prey would hardly suspect that behind those granite outcrops hides a master of stealth, silently setting its sights. For the leopard, kopjes are ideal observation posts, places where it can watch from above, avoid other predators, and hold the advantage of surprise. The leopard is one of the most skilled solitary hunters among the big cats of the savanna. Its pale golden coat with dark rosette spots provides perfect camouflage against the rocky terrain and shrubs of the kopjes. A powerful build, strong hind legs and agile forelimbs allow it to leap, scale rocks, and strike in a matter of seconds. As a solitary predator, the leopard typically approaches its prey quietly, waiting for the moment of least awareness. Then, it pounces from above, taking down anything from small antelopes to large birds. Its climbing ability is a crucial survival strategy. Strong muscles and sharp claws allow it to drag prey up into tall trees or deep rock crevices, keeping food safe from competitors like spotted hyenas or lions. Amid the towering rock formations of the kopjes in Serengeti, small lion prides, often just 5 to 10 individuals, survive and thrive in a constrained and unforgiving environment. Unlike the vast grasslands where prey is plentiful, these rocky hills offer limited space and scarce food sources. But it is precisely this scarcity that has shaped a unique survival strategy for lions living here. They use the rocky terrain as both personal fortresses and ambush sites. From the high stone peaks, they can scan the grasslands and bushes below, waiting for migrating antelope herds or other prey to approach. Instead of charging into open fields, they move quietly between boulders, poised to leap down from above, dramatically increasing their chances of a successful hunt. When they capture prey, lions often drag the carcass into hidden rock crevices or shade beneath large boulders to avoid having it stolen by hyenas or other scavengers. Roars echoing across the rocks serve not only as warnings, but also as territorial signals in this highly competitive landscape. Surrounding major rivers like the Grumeti River and the Mara River are the marshlands of Serengeti National Park. These wetlands retain moisture and water even as the surrounding grasslands and woodlands begin to dry out during the harsh dry season. They attract large numbers of both migratory and resident species thanks to their ability to provide a stable water source and lush green habitat. Here, plants like papyrus, sedge, and aquatic grasses form dense vegetation that both retains and filters water, offering clean, life-sustaining water to many species. This thriving environment not only nourishes water birds and fish, but also provides a safe refuge for amphibians, keeping them sheltered from the intense Serengeti heat. The tall shrubs and dense grasses also offer cover for larger mammals, helping them escape from predators. A perfect ecological mosaic of a vibrant Serengeti, preserving nature's balance during the toughest months of the dry season. The year-round abundance of water in this area allows the Maasai giraffe to stay hydrated without having to travel long distances, unlike in other regions. When food is plentiful and water is always available, giraffes can focus on foraging acacia trees and tall shrubs, essential nutritional sources for their massive bodies. With towering heights ranging from 4.5 to 5.5 meters, they can easily scan the surrounding environment and detect predators from afar, an important survival advantage. Their long, powerful legs allow them to move through soft and waterlogged swamp terrain with ease, while also serving as a strong defense when needed. The hind legs of the Maasai giraffe pack considerable power, capable of delivering kicks strong enough to inflict serious injury, helping them defend themselves effectively when threatened. During the rainy season, as the marshes grow lush and green, Maasai giraffes often focus on reproduction. The dense, vegetated areas of the wetlands provide ideal birthing grounds, offering safety and protection for newborn calves against potential threats. Soon after birth, the calves are able to stand and follow their mothers, greatly increasing their chances of survival in the challenging swamp environment. This swampy region is also a promised land for the African sacred ibis, offering shallow waters and abundant vegetation. This flexible feeding behavior allows the sacred ibis to adapt when food becomes scarce, especially during the dry season, prompting them to move in search of new water sources. During breeding season, they gather in large groups, building nests from sticks and grass atop dense shrubs or low trees to protect their eggs from potential threats. This flock-based structure not only enhances early predator detection, but also increases the protection of their young. Their lightweight build allows them to hunt by slowly wading through water, detecting prey with every deliberate step and probing with a sensitive, curved bill. With long, arched beaks and sturdy legs, they navigate murky waters skillfully, avoiding ripples or disturbances as they feed. The freshwater and rich ecosystem here also make this an ideal environment for heron species. Moving gracefully on their long legs, gray herons, black-headed herons, and great egrets quietly hunt using their sharp beaks. They probe the clear water for prey, where a single careless move from a fish, amphibian, or insect can instantly turn into a meal. Each heron species has its own distinctive hunting strategy. Their gray and white plumage blends seamlessly into the shadows of trees and tall grasses, allowing them to avoid detection by both prey and predators. The uneven, waterlogged terrain of the swamps creates perfect conditions for herons to access food sources with minimal disturbance. Their long legs and sturdy, clawed feet act like hooks, gripping soft ground and keeping them steady in water and mud. They stand still, patiently waiting, eyes fixed on the water's surface. Then suddenly, a lightning-fast stab of the beak sends ripples across the water. This wait and ambush tactic conserves energy, making it perfectly suited to the swamp environment, where food sources cluster around shallow waters. During the dry season, as swamp waters recede and food becomes scarce, these herons are forced to move on in search of new wetlands. Their short-range migrations are a testament to their remarkable adaptability, allowing them to follow the shifting dynamics of the swamps to survive. The herons here are not only skilled hunters, they are also essential links in the fragile balance that defines the Serengeti's wetland mosaic. But perhaps the true silent ruler of the swamps is the hippopotamus. With massive bodies measuring between 3.3 to 4.9 meters in length and weighing up to 2 tons, hippos are among the most imposing creatures in these wetlands. They spend most of the daytime submerged in cool water, with just their eyes and ears above the surface, monitoring every movement around them. The swamps not only provide a refreshing refuge, but also shield them from the harsh sun, protecting their thick skin and allowing them to secrete a red blood-like fluid that acts as both a natural sunscreen and antibacterial barrier. When night falls, hippos leave their familiar waters. The entire herd moves onto land in search of nutritious food, primarily fresh grasses and shrubs, vital for sustaining their health in this demanding environment. On average, they consume up to 36 kilograms of grass each night, but only after dark, when most other animals have already found shelter. This nighttime grazing strategy reduces competition for food and conserves energy under the intense heat of the day. In this world, the power of the hippo is a force to be reckoned with. Their bite force can reach 1,800 pounds per square inch, enough to intimidate any intruder. Their 40-centimeter-long tusks serve as formidable weapons, which they are ready to use to defend their water territory. Herds of 10 to 30 individuals form tight social systems, where dominant males not only control water access, but also guard the females from potential threats. Hippos are far from random giants in this ecosystem. They forge paths through small streams, creating corridors for smaller species and sustaining life across the swamp ecosystem. And there, in the peaceful flow of the swamp waters, the image of the hippo stands like a natural monument, playing an irreplaceable role in the living mosaic of the Serengeti. Throughout the dry season, when other rivers dry up, the Grumeti becomes a magnet for migratory wildlife. Massive herds of wildebeest, zebra, and gazelle rush toward its refreshing waters to drink and survive. The river maintains moisture and nourishes the riverside vegetation year-round, creating fertile ground for species that rely on its abundant resources. Lurking within this river are silent and fearsome predators, Nile crocodiles. With lengths reaching up to 5.5 meters and weights of up to 680 kilograms, the Nile crocodile is one of the largest crocodilian species on Earth. They lie motionless beneath the surface, exposing only their eyes, ears, and nostrils, each part finely tuned for stealthy observation and ambush. Equipped with thick, mud-colored gray-brown skin, Nile crocodiles blend perfectly with the riverbanks. When wildebeest or zebra step too close, they strike, unleashing jaws lined with sharp teeth. Their bite force can reach 5,000 pounds per square inch, one of the most powerful of any living animal. Smaller prey may fall instantly after a single snap. For larger animals, crocodiles employ the death roll, gripping prey tightly and spinning violently in the water to tear it apart and share it with others. Though ruthless predators, Nile crocodiles also possess the ability to slow their metabolism when food is scarce, allowing them to survive for months without frequent hunting. In this way, they are not only hunters, but also benchmarks of the survival cycle, serving as one of the key links that help maintain the balance of life in the Serengeti. But the migration is not only about survival and death. As the rainy season fades, May signals the time for the herds to move toward the Grumeti River. This is the Western Corridor, a convergence of rivers, riverine forests, and vast, seasonally flooded grasslands. Here, as the migrating herds arrive, the river's flow sustains soil moisture, nourishing young grasses and shrubs, a plentiful feast awaiting them. By June, the massive herds pause along the riverbanks, seeking temporary refuge before continuing their journey. With the Grumeti River teeming with lurking crocodiles, the river crossing becomes a brutal test of survival. Weaker or less fortunate individuals may fall victim to the predators beneath the surface. And during the dry season, the shrinking water supply leaves many animals exhausted, adding even more hardship to this perilous journey. When moving in large herds, wildebeest form a natural shield against dangerous predators like lions, leopards, and hyenas. This unity not only offers protection, but also enhances their ability to locate and share the abundant food resources found in the Western Corridor. The death of some individuals during migration, in turn, becomes a source of life for others. Wildebeest carcasses drifting in the river provide feasts for crocodiles and later for scavenger birds, creating a sustainable nutrient cycle within the Grumeti River. Dense layers of dung enrich the soil, stimulating vigorous grass growth and offering food for other herbivores. This is an ecological cycle, one that sustains vitality, prevents land degradation, and preserves the richness of the grasslands and wetlands across the Serengeti. Leading the way are herds of zebra, steadily entering the western corridor of the Serengeti, moving in tandem with the wildebeest in their grand journey. The Grumeti River serves as a vital stop, filled with peril, yet a gift from nature itself. With abundant water, the zebra take full advantage, drinking their fill and preparing for the dry stretches that lie ahead. Moving in large groups of hundreds or even thousands, zebra create a living wall of protection. Adult individuals often take positions along the outer edges, shielding the young in the center and reducing the risk of attacks on weaker members. Their black and white stripes act as natural camouflage. In motion, these patterns create a visual dazzle effect, making it difficult for predators to single out specific targets. Meanwhile, bold leaders of the herd brave the river first, drawing the attention of aggressive Nile crocodiles, giving the others a better chance to cross safely. With sharp memories, zebras remember key water sources along their migratory route. This ability to navigate and locate water not only ensures their survival, but also helps shape the ecological map of the Western Corridor. Each migration season, the waste left behind by the zebra creates a natural fertilizer layer, encouraging the growth of grasses and shrubs. This cycle supports a rich ecosystem, securing food sources not just for zebra, but for many other herbivorous species as well. And so, the journey reaches its final destination, northern Serengeti and the Masai Mara, stretching all the way into Kenya. This region is a mosaic of vast grasslands, low woodlands, and the powerful Mara River, creating a dynamic landscape, rich yet unforgiving. With average annual rainfall ranging from 650 to 1,300 millimeters and peak rains from November to May, the area maintains consistent moisture, ensuring year-round food sources for the wildebeest and zebra herds. Daytime temperatures range from 21 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius, providing ideal conditions for predators to use riverbanks and forested areas as strategic hiding spots. The migration is an unmissable opportunity for the lion, the top predator in the Masai Mara food chain. In this vast open landscape with few hiding places, lionesses form coordinated hunting groups. Success rates can reach up to 40% during this time, thanks to collaborative tactics where they silently maneuver prey into vulnerable positions before delivering the final blow. Lions take advantage of rugged terrain and hunt during the early morning or late afternoon, when temperatures drop and prey are least alert. In areas with sparse vegetation, their tawny coats blend seamlessly into the tall grass, minimizing the chance of being spotted. This is when lions hunt most efficiently, conserving energy while securing vital nutrition. Mature male lions play a crucial role in defending territory from other predator groups. Clashes with spotted hyenas are common, especially when territories and food sources overlap. With their superior strength and size, lions fend off rivals, maintaining dominance at the top of the food chain and limiting depletion of shared resources in the region. In this intensely competitive environment, cheetahs do not establish fixed territories. Instead, they move flexibly, avoiding areas dominated by lions and spotted hyenas. This behavior helps them reduce unnecessary confrontations and increases their chances of successful hunts. Especially during the first few weeks of a cub's life, mother cheetahs constantly relocate their den sites, often hiding their young in tall grasses to avoid detection. By the time the cubs are 5 to 6 months old, they are taught hunting skills through practice sessions, chasing small prey, preparing them for independent life. Cheetahs understand well that their speed is both their greatest strength and their biggest limitation. As a result, they often avoid high-risk prey like adult wildebeest or zebra. Instead, they rely on their unmatched speed to chase smaller animals, such as Thompson's gazelles and impalas. The hot climate of northern Serengeti and Masai Mara also shapes the timing of cheetah hunts. They primarily hunt in the early morning and late afternoon to prevent dehydration and avoid other large predators, which are more active at night and dusk. In this survival race, targeting weak, young or isolated prey helps cheetahs minimize the risk of injury and optimize their energy, maintaining their role within the ecosystem. To maximize success, cheetahs choose the perfect moment and close in from short distances, staying hidden in tall grass. The ideal striking range is about 30 to 60 meters. Then, they launch with explosive speed, closing the gap and attempting to end the chase in seconds with a powerful pounce. This stalking strategy raises their success rate to as high as 50%. However, larger predators like lions and spotted hyenas are always nearby, ready to steal their hard-earned kill. Because of this, cheetahs must eat quickly or drag their prey to a less visible spot. When signs of other predators appear, their only option is to abandon the kill to preserve their own lives. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you can join us on more extraordinary adventures to come.